He said, look, if they are taking the 60 million dollars, you commit suicide. Because all your hard work has just gone down the drain in a minute. So it's some of the things that we do. I mean, for business, I always say that, and it's a lesson that we learned. We never transfer a chunk anymore. Even if it is for Cocoa Board, we'll do 20, 20, 20. Or 15. Because even if there's a problem, it's easy to count your loss on a lesser note than on the bigger scale. So there's so many pitfalls and so many businesses. The bigger your business, the more the risk. And that's the reason why the Americans have a saying that too big to fail. But it gets to a time that you have to fail. That is when you file for bankruptcy. So we don't have the business now, so I wouldn't even waste my time on telling you about the pitfalls because the challenges will be so different. Let's get a business idea, let's partner, and then seek guidance into challenge. You don't want to do in the business. What are some of the things I have to look out for? Anybody who has your wealth at heart will tell you that, Chairman, let me end by this. When my boss was wrapping up in the States, I come to Ghana. His uncle called him. And his uncle was like, I don't have money to give you. I have only one word of advice for you. In Ghana, people will say any year. But if you believe. And there were days in the beginning that were so hard. You always remember what his uncle said. People said, because he was young. I mean, nobody believed. I've met all the MDs of every bank in Ghana and even international banks. Today, because of what we have, people will come. But before, you were sitting, before you see the MD, no. Today, there are MDs over the year, they'll stop their meetings and they'll give you line. When they say line, like, the packets, they don't understand that they will allocation. So they told you, okay, you are buying this for Cocoa, we can give you 16 million line. Draw down. You're not drawing down. It's coming to beg you. You want to take the money? You get it? But before you got there, it took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of failures. But first and foremost, let's concentrate on the idea. I'm expecting that people will start, when we come to the question and answer time, people should come up with some ideas. And let's look at it. I'm ready. And I'm telling you today that I'm ready to pick an idea today and guide and invest if it makes sense. That is what I'm going to leave here with. So start thinking of something. Start thinking of an idea. We will start small, but I'm very sure that the next time AFC have such a program, will be what? A test case, whereby we can share our experience to what? Soldier people on to greatness.
That's the one.
I'm lost for words. I mean, the $60 million Wow. To the extent that your CEO wanted to commit suicide. No way, cool. Okay, so one last thing before we go to the question and answers. I wanted to go straight to the question and answers, but Lloyd has posed a very interesting offer to us, so I want to give us some time to deliberate on that. In business, we all hear about leveraging your network, leveraging your network and all that. Before you talk about how to leverage your network, can you touch on how to build a network in the first place?
Okay. So, building the network. It's not rocket science. All of us here, we're a network. So my dad used to tell me that my dad did Valco, he did Kia Hyundai before he came to Ghana. Through all his experiences and meeting people, my dad had a very interesting way of dealing with people. And Lloyd will tell you how I do mine. I have a personal touch to things. So you don't call me and I tell you, oh, I will make somebody do for you. I'll tell you, hold on, let me get to sort it out for you. I learned that from my dad. And it took him so far, to the extent that I got to know so many people through just that little appreciation or that little personal touch he had with people. Respect your friends, because your friends will take you far. And if you want to build a network, your network is the people around you. Through the people around you, you get to meet more bigger people. And that's how it works. I met Lloyd through a very good friend of mine. And I consider that friend as a brother. And it has earned so much reputation that I also consider Lloyd as a brother. And he knows how we deal when we're talking personally. And over the years, I've had businesses not by virtue of just professional recommendation, but I've had businesses and deals by mere virtue of having personal touch with people. So I respect people highly. I don't take people for granted. People tell you, oh, you trust too much, you do this too much. It has nothing to do with trust. It's respect. Respect people, and people respect you in return. And through that, you'll soar so high, you'll be shocked. Let me give you an example. When I saw, David and Jay, I've never met Jay before. This is the first time we're meeting, but we've had so many interactions. And I'm the type, when I take something, I run with it. So if you tell me, maybe you sell shoes, by the next time you realize I'm throwing on my status. Why? Because maybe my network may bring you your next big move. Like Lloyd said, partnership. You don't necessarily have to personally benefit. It has nothing to do with that. But if you believe that when my friend is successful, I am successful, you will be successful. And that is building a network. So a network of other people around you. If you know how to spray cars so well, it's the people around you. If you know how to do anything so well, it's the people around you. Your ex-girlfriend may even recommend somebody to you. You never know. So it's all about the people around you and how you deal with them and how you end up leveraging on these networks.
There's a saying that your network determines your net worth. Yep. So it's very important that you keep certain kinds of people around you. If you know you are doing like electric cars, you focus on the people that are in the industry who can guide you to what you want to achieve. So recently, when we were at St. G, most of the big guys there, to be honest, I've never met any of them before. All of them came and were shaking my hands and everything. I was very, very surprised. And I was like, oh, I mean, when did we get here? So it's very necessary to interact with people who are there, people who are on top there. They will guide you and make you successful.
Almost everything. Your friends is key. That's what I'm saying, that let's not just interact on the fooling stage. It's time for everything. What is the benefit of being? There are certain platforms that I wouldn't even contribute. The reason being that, what's the benefit? I should be able to interact with you and know that the readers. People often think that money is everything. It's a big lie. Sometimes just somebody putting in a word for you will get you places. So it's essential that you should be able to get people. I mean, Charlie, go find some banker friend, find some policeman buddy, find everybody, and you should have contacts with everybody. Because you may have. I'm going to uni after SS. Shall I have good grades? My 2000 batch, they added us to 2000. No, they added us to 99. So when they added us to 99, I don't get admission. I was cool. It's not my time. My time came. Charlie, I don't get admission. People with lower grades are gone to uni. You go to they say, oh, they don't know what's up. It's like, and somebody was like, okay, no, I'll link you to the vice chancellor. The vice chancellor at that time, the KMST guest house. We sat there for 8 hours. And the man came. I gave him my slip. I was like, how come? That you didn't get admission the year before? You didn't admission this year. So to compensate you, pick any course in tech, and I'll give it to you. Mechanical engineering was my third choice. I don't even know how come I forgot my first choice. And I picked my third choice. But it was through somebody that I had no business with. But just because of leverage, yes, people talk about the fees, we will pay for it. But it's not about money. There are people, when you fall sick, if you fall sick in emergency and go to Korean, that's when you know very well that you need to know somebody in there. You have all the money in this world, somebody has to call for them to even give you a bed. You know, it's so essential. So let's make friends. You know, and when we say let's make friends, it's important that the people should also respect you. Because people can know you, they don't respect you. They are two different things. When it comes to leverage in business, credibility is key, respect is next. Have people around you that you know you can rely on. And have people around you that can inspire you to greatness. Don't feel that you are the people and because you are the norm. No. An eagle in the midst of chickens is still a chicken. Like a chicken in the midst of eagle will try and fly. Because if all the eagles are flying and he's left behind, he will try and fly. It will surprise you. Maybe you will learn the act of flying. So it's so essential. When we say leverage, gets the people. And when we are talking about auto stuff, move hands, we want them to go and do a video shoot and everything. If not, we should have been paying people big bucks for those nice shots and the rest. But because of leverage, we get them, do it. I mean, for peanuts. What you give them is okay, I'm giving you something for transport and everything. But just because of what? The leverage. If you're getting married and you call me and say, Charlie, I don't get married, I need your car. I'll save you $200. You get the car with the trunk. Yes. It's very, very important. In the business, no one's an island. You need people to make a business successful.
To touch on the leveraging and network bit.
Right. So Roy mentioned something very critical, and Jay also mentioned something similar. You know, there's one thing I also realized that we don't do as young people. We shun away from the elderly because we want to be with our guys. But there's one thing my dad always used to say. He said, if an old man wants to throw a stone, no matter how low he sits, if you stand on the tallest tree, it can never reach the depth to which that stone can reach. What it means is the experience of that elderly person is worth millions than your wisdom. And over the years, those who see me move around all over the place, I mostly not. You won't find me amongst my peers. It's only AFC that gets me amongst people within my age brackets and within my age groups and all that. You will mostly find me working with very older men. And through that, I got to learn so many things that I've avoided today. I've sat with multinational businessmen, heads of conglomerates, currently the head of World Bank Africa. And I was just sharing ideas with them. Somebody just called me, oh hey, we're having drinks, can you come join us? Let's talk about this. And you're having a conversation. The guy has not told you what they are doing. He doesn't even know you. Even if you brought him your card, he won't even take it. He's having a drink, enjoying his life. You come and sit there and he's like, oh, you're into consulting, eh? Charlie, we have a project that blah, 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 blah. What do you think? Whenever somebody asks you, what do you think? That's your sales pitch. It's a 1 in a million opportunity. You gotta make it earn. You threw in your best shot at it, and that was it. Boom. We landed a World Bank contract. Where? Going to the poolside. Did you send a proposal? No. All it took was somebody make a call and say, Charlie, if you are driving by, just pass by, let's have some drinks. Network. What did you do? You leveraged. What did you do? You added value. And what did you do? You get paid. So we need to know where to be at the right time, and that's if you are with the right people. Because sometimes you don't necessarily have to know everybody, but just one person is enough. Maybe Lit may need a contract, probably with Samba. I may have probably done a project for them, but she doesn't know that she may probably come and be whining. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay, give me a minute. And then probably I call the business development manager of the bank, and I tell them, hey, you know what, I have this person who can do this. What did she just do? She didn't go to the bank, she didn't send a proposal, she didn't go through the channel to get there. So the networking is very key. And knowing how to utilize it when you're leveraging is also key. Because if you poof, that's the end of it. You've lost it. You've lost everything. So, as young as we are, there are people that are going ahead of us, like Lloyd said. We need to know how to deal with it, and we need to know how to interact with such people. And there was something that I met a BDM, Business Development Manager of Citigroup, and what he told me was, whenever I meet a young person like you, and the first 5 minutes doesn't make sense, you're not important. At that point, I realized that the first 5 minutes always need to make sense. You just have 5 minutes, and you need to make sense. And what did it take? It took somebody to teach me that. And every day I'm learning. Every day I learn new things. Every day. Every day. So you need to be mentored. And that also includes the kind of people you add to your network. So wherever you find yourself, it is critical you need to find somebody who has already gone ahead of you. somebody who is in the industry, like Lloyd was saying, somebody who knows the right people to get to the right places. So, for instance, if you need a ticket now to go somewhere, you know who to call. I have I have an interesting client who tells me, oh, you remember that Bentley, right? Now he tells me, where can we find the Bentley? The guy sits in a plane to Monaco the next 2 hours. 2 hours. How did he get the visa? How did he get to Monaco in 2 hours in Ghana? Took a phone, made a call, 2 hours. He's in Monaco. He's heading to Monaco. It takes the kind of network that you have. So if you look through my phone, I have a traveling agent, I have a policeman, like Red was saying. If you even want to call the IG, I'll find out how I can get. Like, you need to know the kind of people who can take you there. And as much as you're leveraging, do not take them for granted. Because I've come to realize that a lot of people BS people. So you call it, oh, hey, this, that. End of story. And then they rubbish it. Some even go to the extent of saying trash about other people. It's not good for you. Honestly, it's not good for you, the person. It's not good for your reputation, and it's not going to be good for your portfolio that will be sent out there. So we need to look at all these things and take them seriously.
Okay, so it's been almost like an hour of picking brains and all that, and right now it's time for some questions and answers. So if you have a question, just put up your hand and I'll walk to you. And so much has been said, and honestly, I think to really assimilate what has been said here, you have to, thankfully we are recording it, so it will be uploaded to AFC. We are developing one, so you can always watch it anytime, because trust me, you would watch again and you realize that there are so many key things that you missed. So with that said, any questions? Anyone has any question? Okay, I'll go first. So in developing a network, how important is it to be of esteem value to the person you're trying to develop like a relationship with? So let me use like Lloyd for example. Like I want to have a good relationship with Lloyd. How important is it for me to be of esteem value to Lloyd that he knows that okay, like I told someone that if I need something I can go to him, I can trust him. How important is that? Because most people think if I'm developing a network, Charlie, you have to look out and read, that kind of thing. People don't really pay much attention to the giving back aspect. How critical is that?
Okay. So you're looking at how you add value to your network, right? So there's something I do, and my wife picked it up. My wife is she's an introvert, put it that way. And she's happy she is. So no matter where I am in the world, during some events, key events in some people in my life, I place a phone call. And these days, phone calls are valued by people who understand what it means to make a phone call. I place a phone call, I don't talk for more than 30 minutes. I talk for just 2-3 minutes. Oh, hello, baby, happy birthday, blah, 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 God bless you. Okay. Somebody will say, but everybody calls. Everybody does this, everybody does that. There are some people that, and it's not right, there are two different things. There are some people that I know, maybe he loves Hennessy. When I travel, I buy a bottle of Hennessy. I don't drink. I mean, and I just go to the office and I'm like, oh, hello, Mr. Patels. I brought you this. Oh, really? Where did you go? What did you do? They are building interest in what you do. What it does is you're more or less paying electricity bill in the person's brain. The day that we do so, your light will switch on. So whenever Mr. Patel needs a project manager to run a financial, industrial, revolutionary, blah blah blah, first thing you gotta think is, this small boy buys me and you see the other day, let me call him. Have I put money in Mr. Patel's account? No. Do I wash Mr. Patel's car? No. What did I do? I just gave him a bottle for a drink. It reminds him that this kid does this or can do that. So sometimes you don't need to do something out of the ordinary to add value. There are some people I drive to their homes just to check on them. And Lloyd knows what we did the last time, where I was on my way to the airport. I told him I had to see my godson before I leave, otherwise I'm not leaving. And that day he was asleep. There are so many little things that you can do. You don't need to do something astronomical to add value to your network.
So it's the little things. Okay, alright.
Buy your rich friends things.
Well, I guess you said it.
Buy your rich friends gifts.
International artist that I used to listen to, one of my favorite artists. I just reached out to him on Instagram, we're talking. He was in Ghana. He's actually in Ghana now. He called me and was like, oh, I need a car to lease. And I remember we did cars. I went down to my way, he leased a car for him. The whole period he was in Ghana. And when he left and he came back again, he bought me a bunch of gifts and everything. My wife was like, why are you renting? Because it's not a Corolla I rented for him. I rented a Land Cruiser for him. But you give to get. Sometimes you have to give to get. So it's very necessary. One recommendation and all open doors for you.
There are certainly the good sides of leverage. The bad sides of leverage as well. Wealthy people that are very snobbish. That I mean, it's like Charlie. You call him and it's like, are you? Charlie, this small boy. So you have to play it well to get the sense that it's still a friend, knowing when it's right to call. When it's right to just talk little, you will have to create a balance. Or you meet them as a function. That is why I always tell people that network is different from a function. You're not out of your way, just get up and go to the big man's house. But you have a function whereby you meet have your chit chat. Know when to step back. Because maybe having a chit chat, somebody comes. There are some people that also stand there. Know when to proper. I mean, be professional. And so, being the perfect gentleman is key when it comes to someone who is it creates, right? There's some people that will not be your friend. As much as you don't want to share. There are people too that you don't need to do anything. They would be your friend. So be able to create that. A lot of people are snobbish, and the reason why people are snobbish is that we may deny it, but when a rich person mingle with people that are it becomes always a focal point. People be calling him all with each other. They like, borrow me 200. Borrow me this, borrow me that, borrow me that. So, to cut it, they would want to mingle within their peers. Not, so they will not be getting this crazy demand for stuff. There's also the place whereby, okay, it's He's going to ask his